What's up, guys? Welcome to the 49ers versus Cardinals post-game show. Today I'm joined by a very special guest once again, every Sunday. It's you know this guest, Kobe Ransom. I'm not even gonna ask you how you doing today, because I know you ain't doing well. At least that's what it looks like on your face. Your
Yeah,
expression
I
is
had an
not
argument with
good.
my dad. Game was over. Dad was like, "Oh, team is fine." Like, right? Yeah, 3-5, and it's lost to the Colt McCoy like Cardinals. They're fine. They're fine. It's okay, guys. We're overreacting. It's okay. They're fine. Sure. what an embarrassing game. That's just I guess that's the worst loss since the Colts game, which was 2 weeks ago. So we got that going for us.
I mean, really, like when I heard DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler weren't playing, I thought we should have won. That's no question. Like
I think
when the Niners,
everyone thought
majority of
when
the fan base thought we were gonna win. Without Hopkins on top, like Kyler Murray's on another story, but without Hopkins also, you should have been able to win the game. Simple as that. Period. You should have been able to win the game, and you still weren't able to win the game without two of the starters playing. Without majority of starters playing, like week 5, they had J.J. Watt. Like I remember this short in the broadcasting. Week 5, they had J.J. Watt. They had A.J. Green, DeAndre Hopkins. They had Kyler Murray. All those guys starting. Majority of those guys weren't starting today. All of those guys weren't starting today. AJ Green wasn't starting. JJ Watt wasn't starting. DeAndre Hopkins wasn't starting. Kyler Murray wasn't starting. And you still lost the game. Like, it's not bright being an Irish fan. The future isn't bright.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, this was like I guess like even playing ground, like payback in a way. The Niners always have injuries. Now the Cardinals finally have injuries. They're without, you know, four very important players, like four starters, and you wouldn't be able to tell if you just looked at the score of this game, like just look at the score, not knowing anything going into it. You assume both teams are fully healthy. You say, oh, okay, well the Cardinals are just a good team. No, they were without four of their best players on the entire team, and it didn't matter. To just put it, just brief and blunt, it didn't matter. Uh, Niners defense got embarrassed, to say the least.
Yeah.
Josh Norman, I don't know what the hell he was doing, but decided to argue with Cliff Kingsbury and then wanted to
Forget
yell at
about
DJ
Josh Norman.
Humphreys.
Forget about Josh Norman. Dre Kirkpatrick.
Terrible.
Dre Kirkpatrick is trash. Straight up trash.
Every
You
Thomas
make
can't possibly be worse.
like
Cannot
Diamo
possibly be
Lenore, he's
worse.
inactive, bro. Like you make Diamo Lenore inactive
He
when
just had a child, so maybe that's part of it. So I don't know,
Oh,
but
I thought last week. All right, but like still, like Drake Kirkpatrick is so bad that when he got trucked by like the Colts third string running back, he's horrible.
yeah,
But
I
still, Kyle
mean,
Shanahan and John Lynch, this team is a Super Bowl caliber roster. This team can still win the Super Bowl. They think that this is a contending team this year.
so the strength of this defense is supposed to be the defensive line, right? But okay, now Javon Killen's out for the year.
Yeah.
Zach Kerr was cut, who they signed in for agency, so that didn't work out. They just traded for a guy, and we haven't seen him play yet. I forget his name, but I mean, it's not gonna make a difference. Um, this defense was built on the defensive line, and the defensive line is very average. Like
Yeah.
their impact is not felt at all. Like this defense is built on their front seven, and their front seven got work today. Like Colt McCoy threw two past 10 yards, two all game, and the Cardinals still went up and down the field all game long. That's all in the front seven.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, we saw what Jaquiski Tart and Jimmy Ward mean to this team because Hufanga, he was okay at times, but Tavon Wilson and him were bad today. Bad
Hufanga, he got beat sometimes, but like it's Hufanga. I think he played pretty
in
good.
coverage. He's getting worked, but as a tackler, he's okay.
Yeah, as a
But
tackler, he played pretty good.
but overall, like bad angles, missed tackles, just getting pushed around all game long. Like you name it, they looked bad. The defense looked bad. They got pushed over. They got bullied in this game, and their team is supposed to be doing the bullying. This team was built in the trenches, and the trenches on both sides sucked today. Like
I
they
mean,
were bad.
We've seen it before. Like you pretty much like it's just a Packers game, right? The Packers had backup offensive linemen, and all they had to do was to beat us. Well, obviously they did throw deep to Adams pretty much majority of the time. They just threw it to Adams. But all you gotta do is run those little screen passes, and you could beat our defense. Like the defensive line has no answer for you to run those little screen passes.
They threw 2 passes past 10 yards all game.
Yeah.
And went up and down the field. Up and down the field with no issues.
And not even to mention James Conner, bro. Like James Conner looked like Barry Sanders out there today. 3 touchdowns.
We see. I know Javon Kinlaw isn't the best, pass rusher from a defensive tackle like Buckner was, but in run defense he's been solid, and we missed that. And it's not going to be there all year. He's out for the rest of the year, so that's just the norm at this point. That's just the norm, for the most part. And I just don't see how anyone who hasn't already accepted this team as like bad, how they can have any confidence going forward. This team is going to beat any good teams this year.
This team is.
I just don't know how.
Yeah.
Like, what have you seen from this team that's like, oh yeah, they can beat the Rams next week?
No, you
like what?
I remember they're showing in the broadcasting. Oh, the last time they played the Rams, they have 4 wins. They won 4 straight against the Rams. That's gonna.
These ain't the same Rams. These ain't the same Rams.
On Monday night. That's straight up gonna end on Monday night. Simple as that. Like, we're not beating the Rams. This team is not a good football team. You could beat a team like the Chicago Bears. You could beat a team like the Detroit Lions. You could beat a team like the Philadelphia Eagles. You're not going to be able to beat teams like the Rams. You're not going to be able to beat good teams in the NFL because this team isn't good enough.
They haven't done it yet. Isn't good enough. They have, like you said, the only teams they beat are the Lions, the Eagles, and Bears, and they're all bad.
Yeah.
Those are all bad teams. And the only teams that they barely beat each of those teams. Barely. I know the final score of the Bears can look like a blowout, but they were down at halftime. So they barely beat the Bears too. So
do you think it's time for Kyle to go? Because I'm on that train. I'm done, bro. Like, you have no plan. It's your 5th year. You're not getting it done. Like, there's no injury excuse this year. There's none of that. I'm not giving you the injury excuse this year. It's time to clean house. Like, Kyle, gone. Lynch,
someone's got to go.
None of them in there anymore. Like,
someone's got to go, whether it be John, whether it be D'Amico Ryans, or someone on the coaching staff.
I think it's time to clear house. Honestly, I think it's time to clear house. But the only problem that I have with clearing house is that I don't know who they're gonna bring in, because I have zero faith in Jed York to bring in a good head coach.
And Jed's not the reason Kyle's here. His I forget, is it his wife or somebody, or his mom?
I think it's his mom.
Yeah, Jed's not the reason Kyle's here. It's not like Jed made the pick for Kyle anyway. So I don't know.
Yep. I mean, Kyle should be gone. He has no plan for this team. And I mean, it's their 5th year, right? Like, it's your 5th year now. First year you came into a dumpster fire. We'll give you that. Second year you had time. Third year you took us to Super Bowl. 2019. 2019, the stars aligned, and it was a miracle. Okay, you took us to the Super Bowl. Now it's your 5th year, bro. Like, you gotta be able to win games, especially in your 5th year. McVay hasn't had a losing season. And the one year that he didn't make the playoffs, he's 9-7. Same thing with Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur has made the NFC Championship games. Hasn't had a losing season. You've only had 1 winning season. And you have no plan for this team. This team doesn't have a bright future. We have no first-round picks in 2022. We have no first-round picks in 2023. This team doesn't have a bright future. And this team isn't a playoff team. Now, Jimmy played a good game today. I'm not going to deny that. Jimmy Garoppolo had a good game. Now, receivers, those fumbles really pretty much, I think, cost us the game. The fumbles really cost us the game, and the defense didn't play good. But I say Jimmy played a good game today. Jimmy wasn't bad. Outside of that one interception he threw, Jimmy wasn't bad. But this team isn't a Super Bowl team. So why not start Lance for the rest of the season? Because this team isn't a playoff contender. I don't care to make the wild card because I know this team isn't going to make a playoff run. Why not start Trey Lance?
The funny thing is that Kyle has the built-in excuse to survive this year, obviously, because of Trey Lance. But the thing is, the problem with this team isn't quarterback. Like, there's more that's wrong with this team than quarterback. And a lot of that has to do with Kyle in terms of execution and situational awareness and just being disciplined. Like, all that stuff is like, I almost don't want Trey to play this year because this is a dumpster. Like, this is a mess. And it almost feels like Trey playing this year could, I don't want to say ruin them, but like the Cardinals game didn't give me confidence in the way that Kyle is going to use him and call plays for him this year. Like, I'm always like, it's obvious that Kyle didn't plan on playing Trey this year, and that's been evident throughout this season. But, oh boy, I mean, the issue isn't with this team isn't quarterback. Like, so obviously playing Trey would just be to develop him, not really to fix this team. But as of right now, it's hard to have confidence that Kyle can develop Trey in the right way. And it's like, I don't know. I almost rather Trey not play at this point with the way this team has been playing, the situation he'll be thrown into. But it's year 5. This team looks like it's like year 1, and they don't have any talent, and they don't have the guys that Kyle wants, and they're just not, and they're still working through things. But it's year 5, and this team feels like they have no direction, and it's just no clear fix to anything. It's just problems all over the place. And it's hard to expect that to just turn around in 1 week. I'm not saying it can't, but how can anyone expect this team to just turn around at this point? They've been bad for 8 straight weeks, and they've only beaten bad teams who are just as bad as they are.
And I mean, like, one thing about the Niners, like I told you before the show started, the Niners are the only team in the NFL that don't have home field advantage at home. Teams should play better at home than they are away. Obviously, that's just common sense, especially if you watch football. The Niners don't have that. The Niners play worse at home than they do away.
And we haven't seen a Jed tweet yet, or Jed said anything about what's going on. It makes me believe that there's nothing going to happen when the season's over. Everyone will just keep their jobs and they'll just keep trucking along and just pretend this season was just a wash because Trey didn't play. And then they'll just go next year and they'll, I guess, hope that things turn around for them. But it seems bad this year.
It's really bad. Frustrating.
This team is. I don't know what to say. I don't really know what else to say, to be honest. We've been like we're saying everything we've been saying the last how many weeks now since the season started. Mm-hmm. Like it's been the same thing every week. We've already touched on everything. It's just now as we're seeing over and over again at this point.
I mean, I don't even know if, like, people saying in the chat, like, do you really think Kyle can develop Lance? Like, I have no confidence in that. Because as it seems right now, Kyle doesn't have a plan for his team. Like, and even today, like, this game, like, Michael McGlinchey got hurt with the knee injury. He didn't show up. He got hurt. He didn't come back in the game. Tom Compton sucks. Like, Tom Compton sucks worse. And I gave the backup, but he's really bad. He's worse than McGlinchey. Well, I don't understand why he didn't put Jalen Moore. I'm pretty sure he was playing today, right? He was active today, or was he not?
I think I don't remember. He might have been, but the thing is that I guess I kind of understand that he's never played right tackle before, and so that might be why. Maybe he needs practice there first before you just throw him in there at right tackle. Because he did play left tackle when Williams got hurt, but he had to play right tackle before. So I guess the guy was Tom Compton, and he's not very good. So, I mean, for everyone who doesn't like McGlinchey, Compton's way worse.
Yeah.
So you'd rather have McGlinchey out there.
I'd rather have McGlinchey than Tom Compton. I definitely agree. And I mean, I saw on Twitter before, after, like, just in the middle of the game, Twitter, Jed York said, like, I don't know if you heard it, East Bay Chris tweeted, he was like, Jed York said, like, how you should hold me accountable. We're not trying to raise up Super Bowl divisional banners. We're not trying to win throw up, NFC championship banners. We're trying to throw up Super Bowl banners. And if I'm not doing that, then hold me accountable. Well, now we are holding you accountable, Jed. Let's see what you do. Are you going to fire someone? Are you going to make a change? And not even to mention Banks. Banks has been inactive. And please remind me what pick he was in the draft.
Second round. Normally the guys who normally play pretty early, who start, make an impact.
Like, is Asante Samuel Jr. starting? Yep. Is Trevon Moore starting? Yep. Like,
Trey Sermon, healthy scratch.
Didn't you
trade it up for him? Sermon? I keep talking about it. They traded up for him. 3rd round.
Like that. And, that's Kyle's guy, right?
Not even Trey active Sermon. Anymore.
That's the guy who you traded 2 picks for to the Rams. That's the guy that you wanted, right? It's frustrating. It really is. Like, there's not that much to talk about this game besides disappointment.
Yeah, it's just never shown like a reason to. Yeah.
Yep.
He got Jim Harbaugh right, and then that went south, and they fired him. And They kind of looked into Kyle, and Kyle worked it first, and now it's not working. So
I mean,
I don't know.
even Harbaugh, right? Harbaugh on his even on some of his worst seasons, the team still played better and showed heart on some of his worst seasons. Like even his last season there, they went like 8-8. I'm pretty sure. So like
Yeah,
even
8-8 was the
Harbaugh.
worst season with Harbaugh. 8-8 was
So
the
like
worst they ever
yeah,
did.
you fired Harbaugh. Obviously, he had issues there, but it's been pretty bad. Like Jim Tom Sula and Chip Kelly. Like I've said it before. When we had Jim Tom Sula and Chip Kelly as head coach, I was fine with it, right? Because I'm like, you know what, this team isn't that great of a team. This team isn't a Super Bowl team. This team needs work. Now that Kyle Shanahan's been here for 5 years and he's still not able to get it done, it's kind of frustrating. I think we should start Lance against Jacksonville, especially if I know Jimmy's not gonna be able to win against the Rams. I think it's time to start Lance against Jacksonville, or you could start him next week if you wanted to. It still frustrates me that I know deep down Kyle and Lynch still think this team is a Super Bowl caliber team. I know deep down they still think that. They really do think that. Otherwise, they would have put in Lance this game.
I don't
But
think just that.
obviously, they
I
still
think they
believe.
think they're. The thing is, I think they can make the playoffs, and I mean, there's no reason to not think that as far as them playing because they're in control. We have no control over anything that happens, so obviously they have belief that they can still get this right and fix it and make the playoffs, and that's fair. And so Trey won't start until either Jimmy plays so bad you have to start Trey, or they are out of the playoff race, and that might not be for a while.
That's
So
not gonna be for a while because I mean
might
the
be like 3 or
Vikings.
4 more weeks probably.
Yep. I mean, there's the Niners could still make the playoffs, but like even if they do make the playoffs, this team doesn't have. This team has like a less than a 5% chance of making it to Super Bowl, rather than like making it to like the NFC Championship game. Less than 5%, because the team isn't a good football team. The Niners are good enough to beat bad teams. Like we said, they're good enough to beat the Lions. They're good enough to beat the Eagles. They're good enough to beat the Bears. But are they good enough to beat really good teams? No. And that's the thing. Like mistakes, like not drafting the right guys, missing on first early draft picks, bad decision making, and that it's costing us now. It's costing us
Oh,
now
the
as a
only
team.
thing that we can even hope they do is that maybe they fire John and they take away personnel control from Kyle Shanahan and just give him a GM who is in control, makes all the roster moves, and just hope that and then Kyle just focus on coaching, you know, and maybe Kyle just focusing on coaching and just that maybe that helps out. But as far as like a whole new coaching staff, I doubt that happens. Just because I mean
I
this
know it's not
franchise
gonna
loves
happen. I
Kyle.
know it's not gonna happen,
Yeah.
but that's just what sucks about it,
I mean,
right?
because
Because
they signed him after a Super Bowl loss, right? They gave him
I
an
have
extension
no
after a Super Bowl
confidence
loss.
in Kyle anymore. I have zero confidence in Kyle anymore, and I know he's not gonna be gone mainly because his last name is Shanahan. That's why he's not gonna be gone. Not because he has a losing record, but nobody's gonna bring that into consideration. People are calling him the next Bill Belichick after the Super Bowl. After a Super Bowl loss, not a win. After a Super Bowl loss, the next Bill Belichick. He's not. He's not the next Bill Belichick. He's not even close to being the next Bill Belichick. And the future isn't bright. I'm done with Kyle Shanahan. Fire Kyle Shanahan as soon as possible. As Kyle Shanahan is gone, I'm happy with it. I'm 1,000% happy with it. Because I have zero faith in Kyle Shanahan developing Trey Lance. There's nothing that shows you that you can have confidence in Kyle Shanahan developing Trey Lance, and the season is over. Eggy Shardall's in the chat. What up, Shardall?
So, yeah, I know. They obviously Kyle isn't gonna lose any power at all, but that's just wishful thinking. If Kyle has to be here, hopefully they make a change with the power he has in the franchise, but that won't change. But it's a better shot of that happening than Kyle getting fired. That's why that's my whole point. Is they have a better shot of doing that than Kyle just being gone. Period. So
Okay, well, you think the Niners can beat the Rams next week?
hell no.
Thank you. Are we even certain that they can beat the Jaguars? Like,
I was just thinking that. I'm like, I mean, the Jaguars just beat the
are we
Bills.
really that confident that they
They
can beat
almost
the
beat the Cardinals
Jaguars?
early in the year. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow lost to them too.
I mean, the Jaguars beat the Bills. Now you could say the Bills had a bad day today, and they had an off day. But if we went up against the Bills next week, we would lose.
any given Sunday.
We would lose against the Bills next week. If we play the Bills any time the rest of the season, we would lose.
Yeah, I mean, we all know Kyle is here. Kyle's gonna be here next year, and probably the year after too. The only thing we can hope for is that when this season is over, no matter how it ends, some of these guys are gone. They trade Jimmy away. They have more salary cap space to maybe go get some guys in free agency. Trey comes in with a year of learning under his belt. Maybe he has a fast start, or maybe Kyle gets into a flow with Trey starting, and then this team maybe turns it around, starting next year. But that's the thing, though. It's like this is year 5. We're sitting here hoping that this is just a lost year. Let's hope that year 6 is better. That's like a rebuilding team mindset. Just kind of like.
I mean, it's year 5, right? Like, you really feel confident in year 6. Year 6, the Niners can have a bounce back year. Like, coming into the season, I was one of those people that, like, the Niners could go like 12-5 or like 13-4 this year. Coming into the season, I'm like I could see some divisional losses maybe, and I could see losses like maybe the Colts or like or what's it called, like the Titans. I was like, some of these games like what's it called, the Packers, that should be a win. The Cardinals, we should at least beat them one time. Seattle, we should at least beat them one time. Well, it doesn't look like that right now. Nelson says, do you think that the coach will sign again Jimmy Garoppolo next year, another contract?
No. I hope the hell not. Jimmy needs to be.
I don't think so.
Jimmy needs to be shipped to Antarctica and left there after the season is over.
And I mean, I don't even know, but like every time we talk about the Niners, we always got to hit on Jimmy, even though Jimmy played a good game.
Jimmy played well today. And that's the thing. Jimmy won't get benched after this game because Jimmy played well enough for them to not lose. But they lost because the defense is bad and they turned the ball over, which he didn't until the end. With that pick, didn't really matter. The game was over.
The game was over. Like, anybody who thought we had a chance at making a comeback, no.
I don't know why.
Zero chance of making. Like, I don't even know why people are like, the Niners have a chance of making the comeback. We can make a comeback. At least Ayuk looked good today. Like, I mean, and yeah, Ayuk looked good today. He looked for 2 back-to-back good games. That's pretty. Yeah. That's
whatever Kyle wanted to accomplish with his hard, tough love. I guess it worked. So Ayuk is back to playing good football. Yeah, but that's about it. Kittle was good in this game except for the fumble. That was tough. You would like that not to happen, but Kittle. But that's a Kittle thing, though, right? Kittle has injuries and turnovers is kind of like the thing that's normal with him. He tends to do that a lot. Yeah. I don't know.
And one thing I will say, I mean, I gotta criticize Jimmy Garoppolo throwing some receivers high. He's done that. I thought one play through Ayuk high. Luckily, Ayuk didn't get hurt. One play through Sanu high. Sanu got hurt. His knee got banged up, but he came back in the game. Like, Jimmy Garoppolo throws receivers high. He throws the ball high, and he overthrows receivers. And that puts receivers in a dangerous position to get hurt. And that's how guys like George Kittle get hurt.
The only thing is, we already know this about Jimmy, though. Like, this isn't anything new. It's not anything we're learning about Jimmy. This is Jimmy Garoppolo. This is what we're used to seeing from him. It's just that we've not realized that we can't expect him to be taken off the field at any point because it doesn't matter. Because, in Kyle's eyes, he's playing good enough for them to win. They're just not winning. And that's like, well, we got to figure out how to execute better. Or they had a good week of practice, but I don't know what happened in the game.
He said it in the presser. He's like, we thought we had a good week of practice. We thought we had a better week of practice than we did when we played the Bears the week that we played the Bears. Well, obviously that was a lie. That was a lie. I mean, that definitely wasn't true whatsoever. And I will say this, okay? When people bring up Jimmy Garoppolo's win percentage, stop it, please. Stop it. Even when I was watching the game, first quarter, something like that, they're like,
everyone does it.
Jimmy Garoppolo 28-11, and without Jimmy Garoppolo 6-18.
Bro, Keyshawn Johnson did it on first take.
Understand the context of that, right? When people say that thing, we don't win without Jimmy Garoppolo. The one season that Jimmy Garoppolo won, majority of his wins came in the 2019 season. Simple as that. Otherwise, every other season, Jimmy Garoppolo, like at 2017, obviously played 6 games, which was great. But instead of franchise tagging him, you paid him $160 million because he won you 6 games. 2018 tears his ACL. 2019, obviously, we know what he did. 2020, again, with the high ankle sprain, misses majority of the season. In 2018 and in 2020, we had so many injuries. 2018, we didn't have Bosa. We didn't have Fred Warner, like the All-Pro Fred Warner that we have right now. The team was still a rebuilding team. So obviously 2018 we weren't gonna be as good. Even with Jimmy Garoppolo. And obviously we would have been better with Jimmy Garoppolo. But would we have been as good with Jimmy Garoppolo? I wouldn't say so. Because the team was still a rebuilding team in 2018. That was like the second year of the Kyle Shanahan regime. The team wouldn't have been as good. It would have been better with Jimmy Garoppolo, but it wouldn't have been a Super Bowl caliber team. It wouldn't have.
Funny thing about that stat that showed at the beginning of the game was that it said Jimmy never lost more than 3 games as a starter in a season. I'm like, bro, he's only played 1 full season. Of course, he hasn't had a chance to lose more than 3 games. So
and even the 2020 season, Bosa was hurt. We had so many injuries. Richard Sherman injured. We had so many injuries. And obviously, C.J. Benson and Nick Mullins are backup, so you don't expect him to do that much, especially with the injuries that we had on our team. We had like 15 starters on our team injured in 2020. So, like, you expect a backup quarterback to come in and win you games with that many injuries? Like, understand the context instead of saying, oh, we win with Jimmy Garoppolo and then we win without Jimmy Garoppolo. We don't win without Jimmy Garoppolo. And yes, I 100% agree with you, Nelson. They did not execute on the run game. They didn't even go to the run game. Kyle ditched the run game so fast.
What, did they even run the ball? How many times did they run the ball today? Like, that'd be less than 10, right?
How many times did they run the football today?
11 times.
I thought you could plug in any running back in Kyle Shanahan's system and they could look great and the run game would be effective.
What cost it in the game is that they're getting 6 defensive lineman looks and they only have 5 people in coverage, so I thought they can pass it more than they. But it's not just the 3-4, how the 3-4 looks.
But do you really rely on Jimmy Garoppolo's arm? Like, that's the thing, right? The Niners win football games when you run the football.
The thing is, the Cardinals run well. The Cardinals run a 3-4. That's just kind of how it looks, though. You have like 5 or 6 defensive linemen up there. So I don't know.
I mean, I don't have faith in Jimmy Garoppolo's arm. I don't. Like, I have no faith in Jimmy Garoppolo's arm as a quarterback. Like, I can't rely on Jimmy Garoppolo to win me football games. I know that. I can't rely on Jimmy Garoppolo. I get it, but like, I would rather run the ball than rely on Jimmy Garoppolo's arm to win us a football game. That's just me personally. I don't know if you agree with that, but I rather run the ball, even with the looks that we're getting, than throw it with Jimmy Garoppolo.
The thing is, even throwing with Jimmy, he didn't play bad in this game. Like it worked, but at the same time, I mean, defense was bad, and they turned the ball over. And you do those 2 things, and you're just not gonna. This offense isn't built to make up for that. The offense can't make up for that many mistakes. So there's no really big plays. It's a lot of, it's like long 7-play, 8-play drives that take forever to get downfield. It's just you're not a fast scoring offense, and yeah, they had 39 rush yards this game.
Yeah, and Jimmy Garoppolo. Guess how many times Jimmy Garoppolo threw the ball today? Jimmy Garoppolo threw the ball 40 times today. When have we ever seen Jimmy Garoppolo throw the football 40 times?
Yeah, Niners scoring drives. They only had 2 touchdown drives, but it took 9 plays, 6 plays, 7 plays. So, and the Cardinals had a 3-play drive where they scored a touchdown.
Yeah, this team has no identity. This team doesn't have leadership. The future is not bright. I'm on the train of fire caution and clear house. Honestly, this team isn't good. It's tough being a Niners fan. That's all we could say. That's how we could summarize it. It's tough being a Niners fan. This team has no identity. This team doesn't have leadership. It's tough being a Niners fan. And Fox City Niners says Jimmy is the best. Jimmy is the best when he throws 8 times. I mean, he ain't wrong.
That team feels like such a long time ago. That 2019 team feels like ages ago. Like, this team was nowhere near that. Not even close. They got it. They got everything to work for 1 year, and that's like the outlier year now. That's like the outlier. That's not what this regime is. It's not what this team is. That's just kind of like when everything went right one time. That's where they got. When the stars align, never go right.
When the stars align in 2019,
everything went right and they still didn't win the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And
And
now
it still hurts, right? Because like that's only Mahomes. That's pretty much only Mahomes Super Bowl, and that's like Mahomes ends his career with that one, with that one Super Bowl win. That's gonna hurt. That's really gonna hurt. Like,
and the way the Chiefs look now, like even beating the Packers today, their offense was not very good. And
13.
13
Like,
and they barely moved the ball today. But yeah, the Chiefs, I mean, they're a bad team right now. Mahomes' contract hasn't even kicked in yet. All his money that he's gonna make hasn't even kicked in yet. And this team, that Chiefs team might only get worse from here on out. We'll see. But yeah, that might very well be their only Super Bowl win. Is against us, and we blew a lead to give them that.
don't even bring that up, bro. Like that still hurts me to this day. But I want to give a shout out to my guy, the Camper Report. Great YouTube content creator, one of my
What's up,
good
Ben?
friends. You've been on his channel before, post Niner NFL content, power rankings. He just did a post-game show on his channel. So if you haven't already, go check out his channel. Go hit him with a like. Go subscribe to his channel. Go do all that good stuff. Hit the bell notification. Go do all that stuff to his channel. Go show him some love. Yeah, 2019 Niners equal 2021 Cards.
Yeah, the Cardinals. Yeah, everything's been going right for them. Even their one loss, they could have won that game if AJ Green turns around. But
2019 Shanahan equals 2021 Kingsbury.
The thing is, we'll see. The Cardinals have been getting better every year.
Yeah.
The Niners had a weird first year because they were bad, and then Jimmy played and they won 5 games, and then Jimmy got hurt and they had lost a lot, and then 2019 comes and everything goes right, and they go to the Super Bowl, and then 2020 they lose again a lot, and now this year they're losing a lot. So I don't even know. The Cardinals, like, first year, they're in some games, but they got better as time went on. 2020 almost made the playoffs, and then this year one of the best teams in the league. So they've kind of had like an upward progression. We've been like down and then up and then back down again.
Yeah.
And then up and then now it's back down.
How many teams do you see that make it to Super Bowl one year and then just completely not even make it to the playoffs the next year and then suck a year after? The only team that comes to mind is the Eagles. That's the only thing that comes to mind. The Philadelphia Eagles that won the Super Bowl. I will say, repeat it one more time. That won the Super Bowl, and then didn't make it to the playoffs the next 2 years. This
is that thing where it's like a lot of fans. This was like a thread I saw when Jason Aponte after the Packers beat the Cardinals on Thursday Night Football. They're like, okay, can we appreciate that the Packers have been good with Matt LaFleur as the coach, and they're like, well, they haven't won a Super Bowl yet. It's like, my thing is, like, fans really live off of that 2019 season. It's like, we want like continued success. We want like numerous playoff games. We want a consistently good team.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care, like, if you lose a bunch of seasons, have a bunch of losing seasons, and 1 year you go to Super Bowl and lose, and then back to losing seasons. Like, no, I want continuous success.
Yeah.
Like, I want winning seasons. I want playoff appearances. We haven't had that since Jim Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, at least it makes the season bearable when you're not the best team in the league, but at least you're still a good team. Like, this team is even a good team. Yeah. And they've had that, and they had that one good year, and this regime is living off of it. Where it's like, oh, this team sucks now, but in 2019, everything was working, and we saw that win. And it's like, yeah, but not every year is 2019.
Yeah.
And they're still trying to make it 2019 because they keep bringing all these guys back and kept trying to go with the same identity, and it's not working.
Yeah.
The only thing we can hope for at this point is that they change their identity going next year when Trey's the quarterback. Because we see Aaron Banks now playing, we see Trey Sermon now playing. Maybe they have an identity change going next year when Jimmy's gone and Trey's the guy. Maybe they switch it up. But
maybe Trey's the answer. Maybe
when Trey's the guy and they make a team that's more built for Trey's playing style, maybe the
Niners have let me down before. The Niners have let me down before, so I'm not going to get too excited, but maybe Trey's the guy. So there's a lot to look forward to next year. Hopefully Trey might be the guy. But LL says, do we start Trey now?
They won't. I've been saying this since week 1. I would have started him week 1.
I know they won't, but I definitely do think they should start Trey Lance. I think
Trey time.
They should have started him after the Colts loss.
It's been Trey time. We were saying week 1, put him out there. We know what Jimmy is. Mm-hmm. But obviously this team, they feel differently. And until this team is out of the playoffs for real, they're going to keep playing Jimmy. and Jimmy will keep playing good enough to keep his job. So it won't be because of play for him to get benched. So
This team has been Willie Coyote chasing the Roadrunner and then falling off a cliff. That is a good analogy. I'm not even gonna lie.
nah,
I
I
would
mean
rather
Willie got
have the
closer than
Rams
we ever did, to be
trajectory.
honest.
I would rather have the Rams trajectory.
Yeah, being good all the time.
Yep. I don't care. I don't need the Niners to make the Super Bowl every year, but I'd be fine with us winning like 10+ games and
Their
making it
worst
to
season is
first.
9-7.
I would love
That's
to
their
have the
worst
Rams
season.
trajectory.
Since Sean
I would
McVay's
love.
been there, their worst season is 9-7. That's their worst
Yep.
season.
Yep. I mean,
So
even McVay's first year, didn't they make the playoffs in McVay's first year?
yeah. Yeah. I think him and Kyle started the same year. And yeah, Sean McVay turned that around pretty quickly. But
I mean, I will say though, like McVay, he did have some pieces, though, right? Like he had Todd Gurley, he had Aaron Donald, so he just have some pieces, but he continued the
yeah.
success, right? So like first year, we're not gonna do that much about the first year and say like, oh, McVay is better in his first year. Nah, right now McVay is better, but McVay definitely had better pieces coming in than Kyle Shanahan did. Kyle Shanahan had to rebuild a complete dumpster fire of a team, but even now after his fifth year, he still sucks. Yeah, we haven't had consistent 3 years like the Rams. The Rams have been consistent since McVay has been there. The Rams have been consistent since McVay has been there. Simple as that. I get that 1 year they didn't make the playoffs, but they still had a winning record. So start Jimmy all year.
I mean, if they stay in the race, they will.
Yeah.
If you want Trey to start, you gotta hope this team loses some more games. So they can't. Then there's no point to play Jimmy. But
He came to the right at the Patriots trajectory.
I think every team wants their trajectory
Yeah.
where they're good for decades at a time.
Brady. I mean, we had the opportunity to get Brady. I mean, but no. You know, we thought Brady was a little bit. You know, we thought Brady was a slight improvement over Jimmy Garoppolo, not that big of a boost over Jimmy Garoppolo. The camp report says wish 2019 wouldn't have happened. Fox City says let Trey play. I'm definitely on board with you. McVay was the real offensive genius. Yeah, we know that now. We've seen it. He's definitely an offensive.
He's a better head coach. I still think Kyle is a really good offensive play designer, but McVay is a much better head coach. And what's how do you? I guess like situational play caller.
Yeah.
In a way.
What do you guys think about the Niners not playing Trey in the game when it was clearly over? That frustrated me. I said we should have put.
They haven't played Trey since the Cardinals game. They basically stopped putting him out there at all. So.
Yeah, McVay don't give a damn. He can outcoach the talent deficit from the lack of picks.
Didn't he had Jared Goff on a bad thumb and still beat Seattle in the playoffs last year.
Yep. Kim always comparing Tom and Belichick to Jimmy and Kyle. Well, we fired Harbaugh after an 8-8 season. Yeah, we already discussed this.
Yep.
I mean, Harbaugh was consistent. Kyle's not consistent. We've obviously seen that.
Well, Jet was fed up, and he thought he could fix it by firing, Jim Harbaugh, and he could bring his own guy in and do better. Him and Balky, and it failed. And now here we are.
Don't 2 personal fouls offset and replay it down. Rams got a first with Kings and Norman.
It's because Norman, the flag happened after the play.
Yep.
And so they got a first down because it was a personal foul.
Harbaugh was a stud, but he emasculated Jed York in front of the media, and that's why he got fired.
Well, because that's what Jed was trying to butt his head into football decision, wasn't he? Wasn't there reports that Jed was trying to make his mark on his team? He came into the locker room making speeches and everything. Wasn't that happening back then? I don't know. I was young.
I wish he did that now. I wish he actually cared about football as much as he did.
The thing is, Jed don't know football though. That's the thing. And Harbaugh was like, bro, you don't know football. Stop trying to sit here and make moves on my team. So
leaders are head coaches. Kyle's not a leader. Definitely agree with that statement.
I mean, listen to Kyle talk. He has no idea what's going on.
Kyle has no plan for this team. Kyle has no plan for this team.
It's not like he have no idea what's going on.
Kyle legit, every time he loses a game, or even in the presser, he acts like he knows what's going on. He acts like he has it under control, even though he doesn't have it under control. And legit, if you watch the presser, someone asked Kyle, why should fans feel optimistic about the direction of the franchise? Kyle Shanahan said to make a big statement like that, that's unnecessary. We only we had one bad game. You had one bad game, Kyle.
Mm-hmm. One bad game. Maybe 5 is a better number.
You mean five? You mean five? 5 bad games, you mean, right? Is there any way to get a first round pick next offseason somehow? I don't even want a first round pick because the Niners aren't likely the Niners aren't being able to capitalize it. Okay, they're gonna
If
get a
Kyle
guy who
Shanahan
needs
still
his
is still in,
ACL
it still has
reconstruction.
say so,
Okay?
then no, I don't want a first round pick. If
I
Kyle
don't
still
want a
has say
first round
so.
pick. No way. Because the Niners most likely will get a guy that needs his ACL reconstruction or just not that great.
Hell, I don't want John making a pick either.
I mean, John listens to Kyle. John listens to Kyle. Legit, he's like, Kyle, your decision. Who do you want?
Ben with the head coach thing, I have no idea. I don't know. I mean, Brian Dable, he might be available. Bieniemy, but at the same time, I don't know if they're gonna be better than what's going on right now. I don't know.
I mean, I hope they are, but who knows? Honestly,
maybe get somebody from McVay's staff. Find some coach from there.
I mean that's what the Chargers did. They got Brandon Staley, and I mean they're 5.
Hey, they're 5-3.
Right,
it's kind of working.
They're 5-3. It's working for them. Overall reason for this record so far? Everything.
Things that have been happening for the last 5 seasons: injuries,
injuries,
lack of discipline,
lack of
execution, no leadership.
Yep.
Very average quarterback play. Yeah, just everything that's been happening for the past 4 to the last 5 years.
Emeranta says, run up the middle and throw screens on passing downs is a good recipe to beat the 49ers.
Yeah, no Kinlaw, no Ward, no Tart.
Yeah.
Warner has not playing as well as he normally plays. So I don't know what's going on with that. Their corners are bad, to put it simply. They're bad. Yeah, I mean, just it's real easy. I mean, the Rams should have their way next week with against this Niner defense. They should have their way.
And I think Von Miller's playing against us next week.
Oh yeah, he is playing next week. Yeah,
that's not gonna be pretty. Okay, that's not gonna be.
And this Niner team just give up 5 sacks to the Cardinals. They get Von Miller and Aaron Donald next week, and
Marcus
Floyd.
Golden, like I had no answer for that dude. Like Marcus Golden had like 3 sacks.
Hell, he beat Trent Williams too.
Yeah,
he beat Trent Williams too in this game.
Like, is Jonas back next season? Yeah, he's back. As much as I don't necessarily want to be back. He's most likely going to be back next year.
Yeah, I don't know. That one I don't know. John might be the fall guy because someone's got to go when the season's over. Someone's got to go. Especially if they miss the playoffs, someone's got to go. Someone has to go. Otherwise, so you're just okay with going whatever and missing the playoffs? Like, is that what we're?
I want both Kyle and John to go because I don't have faith in any of those guys. And Vaughn is going to kill, especially if McGlinchey, especially if Compton is out there. Can you imagine Von Miller going up against Tom Compton? Like that's not going to be fun to watch.
I know we made fun of Brunskill like locking down Aaron Donald last year, but that's not happening. That's not happening this year. I highly doubt it. Brunskill is bad.
Warner is another reason why we need to let them play out the rookie contract before giving him the bag.
I mean, the thing is, Warner was all pro last year. He was really, really good last year.
He was.
So he was he's still one of the better linebackers in the league, but he just hasn't been playing all pro level this year. So I don't know if it's because it's a down year for him or if it's because of things happening around him, but hasn't been a good year.
It has not been a good year. Kyle for 2 5ths, 2 6, and 2 7s.
If John's still here, then sure. But at the same time, if John's gone, then maybe we can finally get some early picks right. Maybe.
Yeah.
But then again, if Kyle's still in control, then I don't know.
It's weird, right? Like, because you should be able to draft better in earlier rounds and find more talent earlier rounds than it is finding a gem in the later rounds. Like, I don't get it. If you were able to draft well in the later rounds, why aren't you able to draft well in the early rounds? Like, isn't it easier to find talent in the early rounds than it is finding
how many stars can you find in the first 3 rounds from the past 4 drafts? Probably a lot that the Niners didn't take.
This isn't a playoff year. Yeah, we've said that before. Like, we've said that after the Colts game. This isn't a playoff year. It's not. Especially after what we saw today.
The Bears game fooled us. The Bears game was enough to bring us back in. Like, okay, maybe things are... Nope. Nope.
You feel me says, leave Jimmy alone. Jimmy only wins.
Right. That's why they're 3-5 right now. That's why he's, 6-6 in his last 12 games?
I know. 2019, 2019, the stars aligned, and, Jimmy took us to a Super Bowl. And
No,
this
I
year
think
he's
he's
3
six
and
and
5.
seven actually. No, he went 3-3 last year. He's 3-4 right now. So yeah, he's 6 and 7.
Yep.
Huh. Only
If this
wins though.
Warner, if this is Warner's contract year, he would have recovered that fumble.
Oh, the good old contract year.
That was also frustrating. The fumble, like you should be able to pick up a fumble. Okay, that was like right there. I don't know how that bounced out, but it bounced out. All right,
Yeah,
things
how don't
happening
you pick up?
around him.
Yeah, I don't think Warner's bad. I just think he's having a down year.
Oh, Vaughn won't be playing against us. He's still injured and unexpected back by then.
All right,
I
so they
would
might
love.
get 5 sacks instead of 7. Okay, got you.
I would love to see Von Miller not playing like that. That would be very nice for us. The ball bounces the way it bounces. Nothing to do with a bag.
Yeah, I don't
All
think
right,
the.
peace.
All right, Ben.
All right, man. Well, any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
Well, I have taken all my emotional investment out of the Niners and put them into the Warriors. So that's what this game did for me.
Sadly, I cannot do that because I'm a Lakers fan. So sadly, it's tough watching both teams. Okay, like, dude, the week I have to go through the like the sadness of them losing to like the Thunder and like the Trailblazers, and then on Sunday I have to watch the Niners lose all the time. So it's tough. Okay, sports is sports is usually something that I look forward to. Well, like this year, just like there's nothing to look forward to. The movies. I mean, the movies. That's something to look forward to. Spider-Man: No Way Home is coming out in December, so this is
Oh, it
something
is
to look
almost time for
forward to.
Spider-Man. Let's
Like
go.
sports, nah.
Whew.
Jimmy
Yeah.
needs to thank Tom Brady for his Super Bowl rings. Yep. Jimmy Garoppolo is really good at winning the Super Bowl when he's on the bench. Jimmy Garoppolo is pretty good at winning the Super Bowl when he's on the bench. Okay.
Maybe we just bench. Maybe we keep Jimmy around on the bench. And just have Trey start, and maybe he'll be good luck.
Lakers all the way.
Yeah, y'all gotta stop with this, man. You already know it's Warrior. It's Dub Nation over
here. Too bad y'all can't drink after a loss, but I am lol.
I could drink, I just don't. Have me a good old Minute Maid. You know what I'm saying? Just good old fruit punch.
Minute Maid. Minute Maid makes the pain go away.
Well, not really, but it tasted good.
All right. Well, that basically wraps up the show. If you haven't already, go subscribe to Kobe's channel. The link is in the description. Go follow him on Twitter. The link is also in the description. If you haven't already, please go subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscribe button. Hit it with a like.
Ring the bell.
Ringing, but hit it with a like. Go subscribe to the channel. Me and Kobe should be back next Sunday.
Monday.
Monday. Yes, Monday. I almost forgot Monday. That's probably also going to be another depressing time to talk about the Niners on Monday.
Dog, watch them win next week. Watch them win just to piss me off. I'll be happy, but it'll piss me off, bro.
Well, that basically wraps up the show. I appreciate everybody watching. And no dubs, go Lakers. Lakers all the way. Hopefully they bounce back. Lakers, purple and yellow. But that basically wraps up the show. Go Niners, and we'll see you next time. Peace.